Hello and welcome everyone to part 2 of the What If I Owned NASCAR series. I still don't know how many parts there will be, but I do have part 2, and part 2 is the series format for all the series, like how do you determine a champion. So, to get this out of the way quickly, all the series except the Premier Series will just be the whole season, and whoever has the most points at the end of it wins. That's every series except the Premier Series. So the Premier Series is the main subject of the video, as it was last video, because, that's the thing people most want to hear about, so we're doing that. So with that, let's get into the format for the Premier Series of NASCAR. So just kind of a quick refresher from the previous video. There are 30 races in the regular season for the Premier Series, and 8 playoff races. Now, for the series format, 12 drivers, instead of 16, will get into this 8-race playoffs. And these 12 drivers, they will be decided purely on points. So whoever has the most points will be the 1 seed. Whoever has the 12th most points will be the 12th seed in the 8-race playoffs. Now, the reason I'm decreasing it is because 16 was too many, and you had people like Chris Buescher getting into the playoffs. Chris Buescher on Front Row Motorsports. And it's just crazy. So we need to have it so only the best drivers are getting in. That might be a few really good drivers not making it. That's creating some drama. But that's only the 12 best need to be in the playoffs. And based on points, so consistency is the most important. You can't just get lucky. Okay, so the same 12 are going to battle through all 8 races. So it's no eliminations or anything. Because, with only 8 races, anything can happen pretty much. So no one's going to be considered out of it, probably, by, like, the 4th race. I don't know. Alright, guys. Well, now we're going to talk about, like, those points that you can get to make it to the playoffs. So you have your points from winning the race, and now you're going to get 50 points from winning the race, and then second place is going to get 39, 38, 37, all the way down. And there's still going to be stages. So the winner of stage 1 gets 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And then winner of stage 2 gets 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And then the winner of the race gets 50 points, 39. Okay, I already went over this. So, you also get a playoff point for winning a race. Now, once the playoffs start, everyone's going to get reset that made the playoffs to 10,000 points. It's easier to keep track of than, like, 4,000 or whatever they had it at. So, you're going to have 10,000 points. You're going to reset at that. But then you're going to add your bonus points, your playoff points to that. So if you win a race, you get a playoff point. So you could start with 7 extra points or something like that whenever you make the playoffs. And also, your seed determines how many extra points you get. So if the 1 seed's going to get, let me do some quick math, 3 more points than second place. I can't do quick math. So first place is going to get 3 more points than second place to start. Second place is going to get 3 more points than third place to start. Third place is going to get 3 more points than 4th place to start. It's going to go all the way down to the 12. And then you're also going to add those bonus win points on. So, that's good. I mean, that seems consistent and rewards consistency, and I think that's a really good format for deciding how many points you get making the playoffs. And like I emphasized earlier, wins still are very important. You get 11 more points than second place for winning the race. You also get 5 for leading the most laps and 1 for leading a lap, which is nice. So, I think this is a good format. It'll make it consistent, so consistency matters. Wins still matter a lot. And once your driver wins once, you don't have to stop rooting for them for the rest of the season because they're already in the playoffs. No, they get more points, and they can have a more likely chance of winning the championship by winning more races. And it also makes the regular season, more important than it is now, because right now, it's all about winning. If you win a race, then the regular season means nothing. You can just experiment. But now you still have, a drive to fight every week to get to win, which is nice. So that's how the regular season works. That's how you get the points to make it to the playoffs. Now let's talk about the points in the playoffs. Oh my gosh, I just got home from school, guys. I'm still tired. But the points in the playoffs. So, there's no more playoff points for winning a race, obviously, because you're already in the playoffs, so who cares? There's still 50 if you win them, 39 for second, 38 for third. I already been over this. That's not changing. The stages are still the same, just no more playoff points, And then I mean, it doesn't change that much. It's just no more playoff points. So you're going to start the first race, right? And the points will keep going throughout the playoffs until you get to the final race, which, as I mentioned in the earlier video, was Bristol. And then once you're at Bristol, you still got the same points, except everyone that is still able to mathematically win the championship is pushed together in points. So, let's just give 2 examples. If the first place, after the second to last race, Martinsville, if first place is 3 points ahead of second place, it's still going to be 3 points ahead of second place. But if second place is ahead by 7 points over third place is now going to be 5 points behind second place. So you see that if the difference is below 5 points, then it's going to stay like that. But if it's above 5 points, then it's going to be pushed down to 5 points. For the people that are still mathematically in it, okay? So if somebody is 300 points out, then they're going to stay where they are, and you're just going to make it. So that the people that are still mathematically in it are pushed together a little bit. And that way no one can just win the championship guaranteed already if they have like a 400-point cushion like they have in the past. Because that was one of the reasons that they introduced the weird chase in the first place. So we don't want a repeat of that. So we do want the last race to be exciting. Okay, it's a little bit manufactured, but it's not really because you're still seeded. And if you still have that minimum, if you're still below 5 points, it doesn't make a difference. So that's what I do that's what I do for the playoffs, points-wise for the people in the playoffs. And that's my series format for the NASCAR Premier Series. So like I said, whoever's mathematically in it, they get pushed together and they fight for the championship of Bristol. Whoever has the most points at the end of Bristol, they are going to win the championship. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys agreed with me, make sure you comment it down below. If you have any suggestions and disagree with me, then you should also comment down below. I love hearing suggestions and stuff, especially from other NASCAR fans. So make sure you do that. And that's pretty much it for me. So I'd just like to say, let's roll to the outro, boys.
What's going on, guys? This is me, Austin Feltron here. I'd just like to say thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like the video if you enjoyed. Also join the post notification spot so you can be here for every Austin Feltron video. Remember, when you subscribe to Austin Feltron, you become a Feltronite and defend YouTube with your valor. From evil people like Rice Gum, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Tanner Falk, all those bad guys, because they make bad stuff, not pure like me. So, I just like to say now, to subscribe to Legit Luke, become luxurious. Subscribe to That's Ridiculous, become the righteousness of YouTube. Subscribe to the Game Nader. Subscribe to Humanity, become a Terminator. Subscribe to Minecraft, cool dude. And also subscribe to my second channel, Salmon and Jimmy. Now I think I've covered everything, so I just like to say, peace out.